Complex over in Mandan as the Legacy Sabres are set to take action against the Bismarck Demons in the first game of the Jamboree of the 25-26 season. We'll get a good look at the Sabres as I will announce some of the lineups. Lineup for number 1 is going to be Johnson, who is going to be centering Priestley, McKay, and Jerome. Line 2 is going to be Rude, centering Schwann and Garley. Line number 3 is going to be Madison, centering Renz and Berger. And line number 4 is going to be Holte with Strebel and Peterson. And for the defensive pairings for the Legacy Sabres is going to be Raschke with Miller, Esslinger and Cherning, Zander and Hoon. And between the pipes, we're going to have Krumwicki and Luckenbill. Your Sabres are co-head coached by Wayne Davison and Ryan Farragher. And for BHS, line number 1 is going to be Freeze with Richardson and Ivers. Line 2 is going to be Feist with Steen and Hardy. Line 3 is Ginger with Kennewick and Rogers. And line number 4 is going to be Prodrosky with Wege and Fuchs. The defensive pairing for the Demons is going to be Johnson with Schnell, Warren with Olsen, and Bushy as Simmers. And in net for the Demons is going to be Dieter. Your Demons are head coached by Steve Dora. With that, we have 25 minutes on the clock, and we'll let you know who's going to be the starting 5 for Legacy. Thank you for watching Legacy Hockey. My fault. I do apologize for that. Thank you for letting me know as Harrison Johnson centering pass. Thank you for letting me know that I had my sound off. I do apologize for the last 14 minutes that there was no action going on there. Now you should be able to hear everything. Rookie mistake as a commentator. Puck comes out to Harrison Johnson. Johnson gets it up to Rude. Rude cutting in. Shot. Shot by Harrison Johnson in front. Dieter save. And that one comes out to Jerome. Jerome with the puck in the near corner. Out to Miller. Back to Jerome. Poke check forward by the Demons defense. That one's redirected in front. Dieter makes the save. Picked up by McKay. Priestley McKay. Shot. Miller. Jerome. Johnson. Save. Dieter. 9:03 remaining in the period. Score 0-0 between both teams. Face-off taking place to the left side of Dieter as Freeze from the Demons is taking the draw with Holte. Miller mishandles the puck at the defensive line. Richardson with his speed from the Demons coming in on Luckenbill. Shot saved by Luckenbill as Miller gets kind of upended and goes into the netting and knocks it off his mooring. We're going to have a face-off in the Sabre zone. Once again, I do apologize for those of you who were watching the first 15 minutes of this game that were without sound. Face-off won by the Demons out to the point. Johnson with the puck tries to get a shot on. As Essinger reaches for it. Rude with the puck. Tries to get over to Garley. Garley looking for Renz on that one. Taken away. Now Essinger sends that one into his bench. As Coach Wade Davidson not happy with that shot selection as it was right at him. 8:22 remaining in the first period. 0-0 is the score. As this is the prelude to next week's game of the season opener as the Sabres take on the Demons Friday night. Feist against Madison in the face-off circle to the left side of Luckenbill. Feist wins the face-off. Hardy behind the net. Now that's going to be the third penalty on the Demons as Simmers takes the penalty. Looks like Kyler Renz is going to be taking the shot. Nope. Yep. Kyler Renz on the shot. Coming in on Dieter. He's going to shoot it glove side. Down underneath the padding. And that's going to make it a 1-0 game for the Sabres. Penalty by number 42, Harrison Simmers on the Demons. As Renz gets the goal. That's going to make it 1-0 in favor of the Sabres. Kuhn sends that one to the net, tapped in front, scrum in front with Feist. Guys are sprawled all over the net, comes out to Hoon. Hoon at the point. Hoon backhands that to the net, gets through traffic as Olsen sends that one in the corner. Out to the point for Xander. Xander, shot. He tries to get that one over to Berger, not able to get it, hold it in. And the Demons on the attack. Hardy against Xander. Puck knocked away by Madison. Defensive pairing forward comes out to Steen down the left side. Steen tries to get it around Hoon, and it's picked up by Holte. Holte's going to send that one on net. Bouncing puck. Rebound. Huge rebound by Garley. Gets a shot on net. Garley with the puck at the half wall far side. Ooh, that one by Steen. Shot right at Hoon. Hoon gets it in. He takes a shot that goes off the glove of Warren. Held in by Rashke. Oh, that one squirts loose. Comes out of the zone. Rashke with the puck. Backhands that one up to Strebel off his stick. Centering pass. That one gets through traffic as Richardson was down there. Comes out to the point. Schnell gets a shot. That one makes it all the way to the end board. To be picked up by Strebel. Tries to backhand it out with his backhand. Out of the zone. Not able to do so. Held in by the Demons. Demons with a little bit of pressure. Puck picked up by Miller. Jerome with the puck down the left side. Nice play by Jerome to cut into the middle. Coming off his backhand. Cutting into the middle. That one goes off the side of the net. As Jerome and Simmers go down hard. Excuse me, that's Schnell. Rude with the puck. Centering pass to Johnson. Priestley, McKay, and Johnson down below the goal line. Jerome into the corner, picked up by Johnson. Johnson out to the point to Miller. Miller loses the puck in this case, picked up by Johnson. Johnson into the corner, gets it out to Miller at the point. Oh, it looked like one of the Demons' defense. Johnson picks up the puck behind the net. So then we have Singler pinching on the play. Brady Ginger battling along with one of the Sabres players on that far side. Peterson picks up the puck. Taken away. Oh, Feist almost had an inner turnover. Feist and Miller. Miller sends it around, rims it up to Jerome. Jerome tries to get a pass on that. Gets to turning. Or excuse me, that was Essinger. Picked up by Johnson behind the net. Knocked off the puck by Feist. Schwann on the forward check, comes out as Turning tries to glove that one. That's going to make it all the way through. 4:32 remaining, and 1-0 is the score in favor of the Sabres. We want to thank everybody for watching. As I do apologize for the first part of the broadcast was no sound there. A little bit of difficulty on the audio. As Rude steps in to take the draw. Rude's out there with Garley and Schwann. Dieter, frozen save. Schwann steps his man up. Richardson coming in on Hoon. Hoon poke checked away. Richardson sends that one to the net. Picked up by Olsen. Olsen gets knocked off the play by Schwann. Xander hard off the board. To be picked up by Schwann. Stopped at the blue line. Now Garley with the puck. Gets a shot on net. And turned away by Dieter. Hoon shot. That's going to hit Richardson and go to the far boards. Garley to pick up the puck. Garley knocked off the puck. Xander trying to poke that one forward. Able to hold it in. Xander with the puck at the point. Xander sends that one into the corner. To be picked up by Madison. Berger with the puck. Cross ice pass to Hoon. Hoon gets a shot. That looks like it was redirected in front. That's going to be a 2-0. As I believe Madison got his stick on the shot from the point. Who's going to get the assist? Madison, the goal. Taking the face-off is going to be Madison. He's out there with Renz and Berger. For the defensive pairing, we have Raschke and Miller. Miller with the puck. Centering pass, shot, save, Dieter. As Renz passed it over to Madison, who got a nice shot off, but Dieter was able to make the save with 3:17 remaining. The Sabres are back on the ice here at noon against the Century Patriots. Shot saved by Dieter. That was shot by Madison. As that one's lifted up and over, and Coach Steve Dora has to cover his head. Face off to the right side of Dieter. As Feist is going to be out there with Hardy and Steen for the defensive pairing. It's going to be Johnson and Schnell for the Demons. Raschke with the puck below the net of Dieter. Knocked off the puck by Johnson. Raschke and Berger down below the goal line. Taken away by Johnson from the Demons. Miller steps up, knocks that pass away to Steen. Picked up by Alice Johnson as Demons have the puck. Berger sends it behind the net. Over to Raschke, who pops it forward. Steen mishandles the puck at center ice. Picked up by Feist. Feist shot hard. Shot as a glove save by Luckenbill. 2:22 remaining in the period. 2-0 is the score in favor of the Sabres as the faceoff's down in the Sabres zone to the left side of Luckenbill. Pulte taking the draw. One back to Ellen Esslinger. Glove saved by Luckenbill. Face off to the left side of Luckenbill. Excuse me, that's right. As the Sabres are traveling left to right on your dial. Face off one back to Turning. Turning tries to get it off the boards. Pulte takes his man down. Richardson talking to the referee, thinking there should be a penalty on that one. I didn't quite see it, but he went down hard. Pulte down the right side, try to cut to the middle, gets the puck. That one turned away by Dieter, comes out to Esslinger. He gets it at the half wall. Big, huge hit as Esslinger is going to have to regroup. Esslinger turns it around towards the boards, gives it up to the D, picked up by Strebel, who gets knocked off the puck. Harrison Johnson with the puck, cutting to the middle. Centering pass to Strebel, shot and a goal! As Harrison does a nice job bringing that one in down below the goal line and finds Strebel in front of the net to cap his first goal of the game. Harrison Johnson with the assist, Strebel with the goal. Three-0 is the score. Face-off won by the Sabres as Priestley McKay sends that one deep. We go to the goal line. Johnson versus Johnson down into the corner. Johnson and Johnson. That could be a commercial. Johnson battling down low. Priestley McKay gets it backhand to Johnson, and the Devils coming out with it. Not sure who number 2 is from the Demons. Oh, that's Rogers. He tries to poke that one forward past Toon. And Xander's able to take that one away. And Luckenbill able to get his glove on that one. Feist taking the face off to the left side of Luckenbill. Xander backhands it to Johnson. Up to Jerome. Jerome to Johnson. Johnson cutting in. Tries to stuff that one far side as he cut in on his edges. Was able to get it on his backhand. Priestley McKay, excuse me. He's hooked by Feist. And they're going to say Priestley McKay is going to get the holding penalty as Feist is going to take the shot. Feist on the penalty shot for the Demons. This is going to be the first one for them as there's 23 seconds remaining in the game. Feist versus Luckenbill. Referee's blowing the whistle, play dead as he's setting the net. Whistle blowing dead again as the referee trying to get the net fixed. Third time's a charm. Luckenbill coming out of the net. Shots! And a goal by Ian Feist to make it a 3-1 game. Rude taking the draw. He's out there with Garley and Schwann. As Freeze, Richardson, and Ivers are out there for the Demons. Richardson jumping the gun, trying to get a little advantage there. We're going to have a penalty coming up on Freeze as he just upends Rude. As Rude's going to get the penalty shot. Max Rude on the penalty shot against Dieter. Max Rude coming in, shot, and a goal by Max Rude to make it a 4-1 game. Rude on the penalty shot makes it a 4-1 game. Face off won by the Sabres. Miller tries to get that up to Schwann. Is on behind him. Wasn't able to get to it as Raschke is deep into his zone. That's going to be the end of the period. We're going to leave it here for the ZamCam as both teams are going to head to the locker room for a Zam break. Take that back. That is the end of the game as it was a 4-1 game in favor of the Sabres. And I believe we're going to be back in about 10 to 15 minutes as the Sabres will take on the Patriots. stick with us, folks. We'll have the Zamcam here for the next 10 to 12 minutes, and we'll be back on the ice as the Sabres play against the Patriots in game number 2 of the Jamboree in Mandan. We want to thank everybody for watching, and I promise I will have the audio working for game number 2. We want to welcome everybody back here as we wait for both teams to come on the ice. Game number one went in favor of the Legacy Sabres, 4-1. Getting the scoring started for the Sabres was Kyler Renz. The second goal came from Madison, who was assisted by Hoon. And then the third goal came from Strebel, who was assisted by Harrison Johnson. And then the final goal came from Rude. For the Demons, scoring for them was Feist, getting the lone goal on a penalty shot. With that, I think I'm going to jump offline so that we can end this broadcast, so that we can start a new one so both teams can watch separate games. So with that, I'll be back here shortly. Thanks you for watching today's game.